Well, he was right. Those commercials were delicious. Welcome back to Sports 10, folks. Now joined by a trio of football players for Spring Lake Park. Sam Britz on the far side from me, then Sam Fritz, and then Zack Dunbar. We'll start on the outside again, and let's start with the obvious. Fritz versus Britt. How big a deal? How big a problem was that at practice on a daily basis?
Not much. We both play different sides of the ball, so it wasn't that bad. But once we were all a team, it was kind of confusing. We'd like point at each other, and say, "Which one was he talking to?"
Sure, sure. Well, I suppose he could just call you Sam. Oh no, that doesn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Sam, you split your time. Not split, but you were playing the O-line. You were kicking as well. Take me through the process of how you became the kicker for the team.
Well, in the offseason, I worked with our previous kicker, Pedro. He kind of showed me the ropes, helped me out a lot. If I had any questions, I'd go to him. After school weight room, after we'd be done lifting, we'd go out and we'd kick a few if it wasn't snowing. But all in all, just different. It was fun.
This team, during your junior campaign, had a down year for it. You know, a 500 season is not what Spring Lake Park has come to be used to. What was it like getting back to the winning ways, getting back to running the ball the way that you guys had in previous years from an offensive lineman standpoint this season?
It was good. Throughout the whole offseason, our whole team was motivated, and we know that that's not how we should play. So finally, this season, like knowing that we needed to do more, we finally realized it. We went through, grinded, and just happened.
I can't think of another position in really any other sport that's as underappreciated as the offensive line. It's hard to quantify without stats how much those guys are doing. Tell me about one other guy on the O-line that you really think helped push this team.
One guy I think that really helped push this team was Marvin. He was our left tackle. He started actually just last year, but with all of our O-line experience, we all helped him out, and he was a really big piece this year.
Very nice, very nice. Let's move on to Sam Fritz. Sam, 83 tackles this year to lead the team during the regular season. Who do you think leads the defense next year?
There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys who kind of played watching on the sideline, played backups and stuff who got injured, like Cooper or Serenus George. A lot of guys who played their sophomore year, who played junior year, but yeah, Serenus George, Cooper.
For you, and as a DB, what is it like prepping for the opposition that you're going to face each week? Because the team that you're on barely passes the ball.
Yeah.
And what's scout team like?
I'm going to give Zach some props. When he does throw, he throws pretty well in scout team for some reason. He doesn't throw well in games. But no, it's a different feel because we got to look at the scout. The coaches give a good scouting report, and it's what happens.
Favorite moment from you from this past season?
I'd say the Robbinsdale Cooper game.
Okay.
In the section championship.
The section championship,
that was fun.
Yeah. That took you guys back to state. I know you didn't get to play in US Bank Stadium, but that's a major accomplishment to get to that state. How does it feel to leave your mark knowing that you were part of a team that went that far?
Well, it felt really good. Like that 2016 who went to the state championship, they really left a mark and a legacy on the team, and I just think, since we went to TCO and kind of got things rolling again, that we leave our legacy.
Two seniors we've chatted with. Let's chat with Zack Dunbar, a junior. Zack, difference between last year and this year for you running the offense?
Well, yeah, last year I was really inexperienced and I didn't really know what I was doing. And this year, Coach Ekmark, he helped me a lot to develop as a better quarterback and a better player.
I think that Mr. Fritz is wrong about your passing. I really enjoyed watching you pass the ball this season. What's it like? This team has always been a running team for as long as anyone can remember, it feels like. Are there conversations where you're pushing the OC a little bit, like maybe we should throw more often, or just let him do his thing?
I let him do his thing, but it's kind of easy for me to pass when I got like the wide receivers that I have, big, and the tight ends, both 6'6", and then the wide receiver, Caleb Skelly, he's a dude. So it's easy for me.
You had lots of options to hand the ball off to. Most of those guys aren't going to be there next year. Offensive line is going to have some changes as well. The one guy that I want to ask you about wasn't on the field a ton this year, but he might be next year, and that's Henry Dennis. What can we expect maybe from that young man next year?
Well, Henry Dennis, he's a beast in the weight room, and he works really hard. So I feel like if he puts that onto the field next year, he'll get a lot of reps and get even better and better.
What are some things that you hope to accomplish over this next year to get ready for next fall?
Well, I hope that I become a better leader as like these two captains, they showed great like examples as like Sam Britz worked so hard on the field and made sure he did every single rep and more reps than everyone else. And Sam Britz, he led us in the weight room and showed everyone how to work hard and how to get after it.
All right, there's one other thing I want to ask you about, and that's the very first game of the season, because that really set a tone. It did the year before as well in the opposite way. How important was that game, and how fun was it to win it to start the season?
It was really fun because I know every single day we'd come in the weight room, we had a little poster that said 35-0 of Irondale beating us, and I know it pushed us really hard and made us mad and wanted to work super hard to make sure that didn't happen again.
It certainly did not. Lopsided win to start and plenty more behind it. Congratulations on a great season, gentlemen. You're going to jump in?
I do have one. Zach's on a roll here. I got a question for Zach.
All right.
So you already had teammates throwing shade on your passing, but it was a little bit of a struggle, seemed like early on for passing. I know you guys don't pass a lot, but over the course of the season, that was one of the improvements I saw you make. It was a dramatic improvement. Any reason for the improvement, just getting kind of your feet wet, more experience, or how do you think the passing game progressed so much from early on in the season?
Well, yeah, we practiced more in practice passes. In the start of the season, we didn't really practice that much. We just focused on a run game. But then later in the season, we realized that we had like guys to pass to, so that we practiced it more in practice, and it just got better and better.